Hello, everybody. Susan Upton, Alicia Chavez, and we have Seth.
Give us a wave, Seth.
That's the core crew who's been helping me launch this pollinator project. Without them, I don't know what I would have done. Each one of them take on tasks that definitely enhance the pollinator project, and we really appreciate everything. Let me see if I can get this. Yeah, maybe. I guess I can't. Okay. All right. So she's already done an introduction and said about me seeing the lack of habitat in the area. And after talking to so many people, the Texas Master Naturalists and other people in the community, and that's how we formed it. And it was through that talking with everybody, it just made me feel so good that we all need to help the pollinators, and so many people want to do it. So all we're doing is just letting everybody know about it, and it's been wonderful. Our outreach programs, thank you. We do a lot of outreach. We go to places and set up a booth, and then we'll have a little activity a lot of times for the kids, and then we talk a lot of times to the parents and let them know the importance of pollinators and planting native plant milkweed and native plants in their gardens, and the advantages to doing that. And they're all pretty receptive to it, and we just keep going out there, and anytime somebody asks us, if we're available, we try and do it. And our conservation efforts, we are trying to, when we were first starting, we were trying to give away seeds is what we wanted to do. And we realized there was a shortage of seeds, the Zytoses specifically. So we decided to go ahead and give it a try. And I cover my raised bed in the bottom there just to keep out the monarchs or the queens from laying eggs on it. And it's successful. I put bees inside there and they pollinate it, and I get all kinds of pods from it. So it's awesome. I have 2 beds that I do. This one is actually inside the bed itself. And then I have another bed where I have just a bunch of, they're not pots, they're bags. I put everything in a bag, and I'll show you that in a little while. But I put everything in bags. But Alicia and Susan also do it, and they have their own methods. And that was something we wanted to do, was find out the fast way to do it. What's the fastest way to do it, most efficient way, and how we do it. And so we've all tried different methods, and we'll share those with other people as they ask us as we go along. And we're going to have videos, and we have a YouTube channel. We have videos, and we would like to just go ahead and put those up for everybody. One thing that Susan is very good at, and that is grants. She was very diligent. She got us this monarch. That was our first plug at it, and we got it 58 Zytoses, and so we went around and we planted. We went to a lot of places. As you can see, some of the activity that we have done there, but we have also planted in other places since then, and it's been great to share it all around. And we hope that just a little piece all over the place is going to help bring back some of the loss that we have all experienced with and Susan's going to talk about this program that she's championed with the Boys and Girls Club.
Right, so we have a lot of people that contact us because they heard we'll come out and share information about using native plants. I'm sorry, we do have quite a few people contacting us about using native plants and native milkweed. And so we were contacted by one of our core team members, Seth Welker, who was familiar with this project in Harlingen. This is one of the Boys and Girls Club. It's in one of the the newer housing locations close to the airport. And Seth wanted to donate some native plants to them, a crate of mist flower. And they needed some help to get a plant. So he contacted us, and we said we would go out there and we'd take some native Zytoses as well. So when we got there, we were pleasantly surprised. This is not a very big garden, but these youngsters get dropped off the school bus at this Boys and Girls Club, and they stay there till their folks get home, and they live across the street, and they come back and forth, and they know every plant, they know every pollinator, they know who is the host. Their whole fence is covered in passion vine, and they can show you every single chrysalis. I think one time it's 34. that was waiting on the fence line. So they're very invested in it. And the driving force is Travis Whitehead, who you might know. He is a local freelance reporter. So we came out to get involved, and didn't take long for us to get really attached to this group of youngsters. And, you know, they're in an area that has a high poverty rate. They're in an area where, you know, probably getting an education like this is not something that's part of their regular routine. And we were so surprised at their knowledge, and when we come, they're totally thrilled. So we've kind of adopted them, and through partnerships and connections, that's kind of how this all works, how it stays successful. Whataburger donated a backpack to each one of them. They each one have a pair of gardening gloves. They have some shared tools. And so when we arrive on certain days, they go get their backpacks, come out to the garden, and go to work. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and we're really excited to be able to continue to participate with it. The side results of going to this location was that we found out that they actually had one of the few remaining community gardens in Cameron County. So you might remember, I don't know, back in the 80s, there were community gardens placed all over the place. Well, you won't even know where most of them were. They've been removed or taken down because they didn't have the structure coming from AgriLife lost some of their staff, and they're the ones overseeing them. So it's being resurrected, if you will. They have a new program for that. So we're really excited to get involved. So they have a community garden just down the street of their main building. And they have vegetables there, and they're willing to let us come in and plant one bed of milkweed so that the kids can monitor that and save their own seeds. So we're really excited about kind of continuing on with these youngsters. It's just one of many opportunities. Since then, we found community gardens still exist in is it here in West Dakota? Yeah, and so it's promising, very promising. So we kind of leap forward into a lot of community science projects. Two of our members actually tag Monarch butterflies. So this tagging system is no bigger than the pencil eraser. And these monarchs are tagged with the hope to be able to track where they come from and where they're going to. And that's through Monarch One. So you can see us here. We're at Seth Wilbur's Butterfly Garden, which is a pretty cool place if you ever get out to Mission. It's got some phenomenal butterflies. So we've been able to do that to kind of be able to continue to educate people on different days. And it is a passion of Sherry, so we're pretty excited about it. But we're also trying to continue with our own education. So information that people ask us about or want to know about, we're trying to pursue it. We're checking into several, we've attended workshops on how to propagate different types of milkweed. We're in the process of being certified as Monarch stewards. And some of the other things that you see here, Alicia's completing her Master Gardeners, because there's a lot of skill, there's just a lot of knowledge, and we'd like to know as much as we can to share. Moving forward, which looks like Sherry is not going to take this back. One of our outreach events is Pollinator Week. So we partnered with STEC, South Texas Ecotourism Center, and that was a lot of fun. Ed Mason, who is also a Texas Master Naturalist, is the current manager there. And it kind of morphed into yet another series of awesome contacts. Ed was the previous city manager in Vista, and was aware of a huge development. I'm sure you've seen the sign right there at that intersection of Buena Vista where there's big stripes, and they're putting in a huge development. So he opened the door and made contact for us with the developer, who is very concerned about issues that were brought to his attention about how much weed we know is on that piece of property. So he is very cooperative. We are going out there and we're going to harvest and relocate that we've already started. So we're able to move that back into the community. There's several places here, including the city library. And so they're very receptive. The city is very cooperative. So we're excited about projects like that. So we are certainly seeing such a large increase in development and loss of habitat. And so being able to partner and at least say, can we come remove those native plants and take them to another location, gives us an opportunity to try to place them in these community gardens, places like that. So, in fact, while they were there, they were contacted and they like to do an interview. So as you can see, Alicia and Sherry are now well known throughout the whole house. Get her autograph before you go. And also our partnership with STEC has been great. They have a native, a butterfly garden there. They have a lot of native plants there, as you know. One thing they did not have were native milkweed. So we had several Zyzote plants that we've taken out and we've monitored how they're doing in the retention drainage system that they have there and doing quite well. And so we set up a little place to give out seeds and information about native resources like where you can buy plants and also what type of plants. And we would like to thank the NPP because we went out to your website and we have pilfered a lot of information and we copy it and give it out, like what plants to plant, what are native trees or different types of locations. It's an awesome resource for us, and we use a QR code and point them back to your site so they can find the rest of it. So it's been very good. Sherry, do you want to take over here?
Okay, so after our wonderful appearance on TV, it kind of had a snowball effect, and we had all kinds of people contacting us, wanting to know information, and if we would speak at their events or be at one of their events. So it was pretty exciting once that all started. But then when we had a lot of requests for gardens, what we could do for them for gardens, we decided we needed to have a form because we really needed to know if we could fulfill what they wanted and if they, could. We want to make sure that they can water it and maintain it and so forth. We're just trying to make sure the communication is right. And so we asked if they would just fill something out briefly and give pictures if they can, just so that we can better understand what they want and what they expect from us. And we decided to go ahead and start putting out some media platforms. We have Facebook. Robert has helped us with our website. We're going to revamp it, but we got something up so that if people want to find out information about plants or where to buy plants, they can do that, but we're going to put other information as well. We have a calendar set up so that if anybody would like to join an event or see what we're up to, they can look at the calendar. We're going to have a blog. We're going to start blogging all of our events and what we're doing so that the community can see. And then for just basic information, how to contact us and so forth. But we also have a YouTube channel. All our meetings are recorded and they're up on our YouTube channel. And we're also going to do some demonstrations and some other things, and we're going to record those. We're also going to put them up on the YouTube channel.
Okay, well, we did recently have a very good idea of exactly what we've been able to accomplish so far. So we have 7 completed projects where we went out and were able to help people to get their gardens ready or get them planted or provide native milkweed. This goes everywhere from Grande back towards the west of the valley. So we have 3 projects that are currently underway. We have about 8 outreach events where we're engaging about 400 adults and 150 children so far. So during these events, we do know that we need to be able to get people's attention, have them draw into our booth. And we have had opportunities to have native milkweed caterpillars on it. We have been making seed packets, and Robert Gaitan helped us. She mentioned earlier, he helped us with a lot of our media. He also helped us to make these insect hotels. So you can make them through a variety of different ways, but I have a lot of mesquite. And so we just took these little mesquite logs and drilled holes into them and attached bars to them. And mine are extremely active in my backyard. So it's a great opportunity to talk to children and show them different things. And we're trying to come up with a lot of different ideas. We can make those little paddle pans, which are fun, and kids can color them. And also the seed discs on the end. I've been harvesting seeds. I've been a bit of a seed purveyor for many years. I learned it from my dad. So any seeds that I can get that are seasonal or in season, I just mix them with some paper and dry them in a cookie butter, and there you go. It's a bit of a process. If someone would like to volunteer to help me make those, great. Or even the insect hotels, I would love to chat with you about it. So there are little things that we do. We always try to come up with something clever for the time of the event that we're attending. So we do have a lot of volunteer hours. We can log them into our Texas Master Naturalist. So it does take a lot of time and energy, but it's well worth it. So we needed to set some goals because we could see that we felt like we were pretty successful since we really just started around February of this year. So, we're going to continue to try to promote creating these pollinator gardens wherever we can, encourage people to put native milkweed, explain to them how it behaves, how to mark where it's at, so they know, and that sort of thing. So, we are going to continue to try to grow it. A lot of people in here saw the same program we did that was a few months ago with James Lundgren, where he spun the seeds with an aerator and basically said seeds need water and air. And Alicia has a setup in the back if you want to see how it actually looks. And I know that Kat, I'm not sure the Kat's here, but Kat, Lori Lingo's here, her daughter has been extremely successful using that technique. So we're going to continue to do it and share those techniques with other people, and also seed harvesting. We are aware that there was a shortage, and we had found that Sherry did. She has a community garden in her housing compound, and she was able to net that, put some young milkweed in there and pollinate it and actually harvest some seeds. So, and we do envision that this would be something that would not be complicated for other people to adopt as a model, whether it's other Texas Master Naturalist chapters or a branch of NPP or someone else within the community. We have a lot of participation from a lot of the other nonprofit volunteer organizations. So this would be a great way for them to pay it forward. That's constantly on our radar. The last thing is an incentive. We had spoken with Robert Gaitan about this, and we're going to partner with several other organizations. And when a person or a nonprofit group goes to the trouble to create a really inviting habitat for pollinators, whether they're native or if they're just migrating through, it's nice to be able to recognize that and let other people recognize that is a great effort that can be done by other people. So we're going to come up with some sort of little signage where people can get recognition for what they have and other people can enjoy it. So volunteers, we need volunteers. You're looking at 4 people that put in a lot of hours. We want to spread further west. There's a lot of projects that go way out further west, including Salanino. So, we're 2 hours to Salanino. So there's a lot of projects. We'd like to pick up a lot more people. This should easily be something we can do valley-wide. So if you're interested, just stop off and give us your email, get on our email distribution list. I know we have a lot of people that have been joining us this way. It was great helping us out last weekend and event. And I'm sure other people that I didn't see coming. So if you would like to volunteer and get involved, stop by and see us before you go. Volunteer expectations. Well, we wanted to find out what some of the other volunteers and some of the people that are involved doing other things for us are interested in. So we're in the process of sending out a survey, but we did find out that there were quite a few things that they were interested in doing. So these are some of the suggestions that we had, which were awesome. Harvesting, your own rainwater barrels, composting, which we had last week with Janet Schofield, and some other things. Some of us just need to continue to be able to keep our tools sharp, things like that. So this is just the beginning of what we'd like to do, but we always encourage volunteers, and there's a lot of things, as all the people know, because we all have a life interest in getting our hands in the dirt. There's a lot of benefits, not just your own personal satisfaction, the physical, engagement, but just the overall wellness and your connection back to nature. So there's a lot of pluses to it. So as you can see, we had a workshop, and I talked about making some seed discs. And sometimes I'll put something in there like dill seed when it's the right time of year, because for children to be able to plan it and know it's going to come up. We saw how excited the kids were over at the Boys and Girls Club when they started seeing caterpillars on their dill weed. So, I usually put a variety of seeds in there. And so we just kind of gave a little class on how to do that.
These workshops occur?
Well, we haven't scheduled them yet, but we'd like to start after the first of the year and try to schedule them once a month. Okay, the question was, when are we going to do the workshops? And so what we'll probably do is probably start at the first of the year, try to schedule one a month. We'd like to schedule them with our meeting, but we did have a very successful evening meeting yesterday. So we'll probably do some on the weekends, maybe Saturdays. Okay. We have several events already coming up. We're doing Halloween, which is a monarch celebration out on South Padre Island. That's this coming weekend. We could use some volunteers in the afternoon. Even if we're not volunteer, just kind of see what we do and see if it's something you'd like to do. We can use some help from 1 to 4. We appreciate that. We try to keep everyone informed through updates. If you leave us your email address today, all you're going to do is get email from us. tell you what, when, where, and how. If you want to participate, that will go to you. If you want to get actively involved, but if you would like to keep up with what we're doing, come out and see us where we're going to be at. Please get on the meeting with us. So. We do have the monthly meetings. They are hybrid. We're recording them, so if you're not present, you can see them later. As Sherry said, we do have a YouTube channel, and so we are running across a lot of really good informational videos where we're trying to place them up there so that you can go and find some valuable resources. And last but not least, we recently, this past week, we had our Texas Master Naturalist state meeting was held here in the Little Rio Grande Valley in McAllen. And so we participated as a group with 3 of their field sessions, which they have off-site, and they were set well over. Would you like to describe those 3 sessions, Seth? I got a big no for those out on that through Zoom. So one of them was mopping 101. So it was great. We had about how many sessions, how many locations were set up? About 15. We had about 15 mopping sessions set up all over their really amazing butterfly garden. You can come out, and we had experts there to help you identify the moths. And we had quite a few people with some really cool technology where you can get really close. This little guy right here was probably about the size of my little finger, and it was really pretty. So that was our first one. Our second one was bats and mothing. So we had a second night of mothing on a different day, and we took a lot of the visitors from somewhere else in the state to see the bats, which are, they do the night shift with pollinators, so we'd like to give them more credit too. And so we had an opportunity, and Sherry took that more, just a picture there on the left, to see the bats there in Mission, which by the way are a hop, skip, and jump from where Seth's beautiful butterfly garden. So from there we went and did a little more mopping that night, and the next day we got to do iNaturalist and Goodland Stewardship. So that was a great opportunity for us to show people that recording what you see and where you see it and how often you see it gives us an idea of what's going on in these gardens and in even some of these communities. So it was great. And as you know, TMN's logo is a dragonfly, and we had a really big one planned on this volunteer. So it was a great opportunity to go. So we try to set up, we do have a few things that we market, trying to raise a little money, because it takes a lot of pots and dirt to plant and grow these plants. And so we sell some Mexican bluewing, which is our favorite butterfly, some pins and the shirts. And we brought the setup here tonight, not intending that you have to buy that, but we just wanted to show you what we're doing as far as trying to raise money so that we can continue the cause. So yeah, at night we had to make more product. So there's the I don't want to say sweatshop, but there it is. We were hard at work, gluing and pasting every night of the event. It was a lot of fun. So and finally, we worked really hard at putting together a request for a grant. So the Texas Master Naturalist holds a competition, and we the 4 of us really worked really hard putting the program together. Sherry presented it, and we found out on the last day of the activities that we in fact had won a $300 grant. So we were really excited about that. So it'll go a long way for us. And visions for the future. Well, we always need to partner with our nurseries. So, we really appreciate all the direction and help that we get from our local native nurseries. And I know there's many more. Right now, we live very close to Mike. And set this on our pool as a fortune thing. So we showcase those too, but we want to continue with that relocation. The rate that we're doing development, I think that it would be easy to reach out into some of these real estate associations and ask them if we would come out and try to relocate some of those plants. And so far they've been very receptive. And also getting some partners involved. So it's good to have somebody champion when you need things like tools, soil, things like that. So we're going to continue to work with our partners, but we have a great partnership with a lot of the cities, a lot of the mayors who make commitments to be champions for different types of pollinators like the monarchs. And so there's a lot of activity and a lot of positivity. Volunteers, we appreciate them. We appreciate y'all. We get a lot of support. Jan's helped me with many questions about pollinators and types of pollinators and things like that. We have questions about native plants and what time of year to plant what. So we really appreciate that. So this is our mission statement. You know, our goal really is to raise awareness across the valley of pollinators and the need for sustainable native plant resources. They need to be able to thrive and multiply. And it's not a complicated goal at all. And so far, we've had a lot of support. So we hope that maybe y'all will join us. Our email is there to take a picture of the screen. You can email us if you'd like to join our email list and maybe get involved. So we'll look forward to hearing from you. And I think with that, Sherry, it's about a wrap.
Any questions, anybody? Okay, don't have to worry about it.
No questions.
Yay.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that in the back, we do have a little setup and we have our shirt and the pins that we sell. But on the left, we have seeds. And so we've been collecting seeds every chance we get. And I know John Roche is not here, but I'd like to thank him because he encouraged me to really get involved in the seed harvest. So I think we have coral bean, we have Texas mountain laurel, we have some Texas bluebonnets, we have Calpin daisies, we have native milkweed, zyzote, and I think maybe a couple more, basket flowers. So if you would like some seeds, help yourself. If you feel the draw to get a milkweed shirt, I'm your girl. Thank you so much.
Okay.
One question. Is that Kathy? Okay, Kathy. One more.
Oh, okay. So, I do have some, not right now, but when they go to seed, even if it's on a small level, would you want the milkweed seeds when they go?
Are they native milkweed seeds?
Well, like mine would be the prairie milkweed because I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's psychosis, yeah.
Usually I
those
just
in
let
a bag.
Usually I just let them go to seed and they
Okay.
just go.
So the question is that if someone has Kathy has
Christy.
I'm sorry. Miss Baker.
I can help Kathy all the time.
I wanted to know if she could harvest some seeds for us, and we sure would like that. So I was gonna show her a gauze bag that we put on it. So we have this little gauze bag that we have found at Dollar Tree, place like that. You can get them. Just get one out of those, the 4 beaner in. And if you put that on there, what you do is you prevent it from opening and spreading. And so I have heard a lot of techniques. I've heard people put rubber bands around them, but that really works well because that also keeps the bugs out. And if you do that, then once it opens naturally, that's even better because otherwise you're guessing, which is something we have yet to figure out how to guess when to take a pot off the bush. So I think it's always better, Ken may agree, to let it naturally come to fruit on the bush. So, but you can put a bag like that over it, and that's the perfect way to do it. We would love to put seeds.
And then whenever I run into one of you, just pass it on.
You can do that or bring it here, or you can email us if you have some seeds.
Okay,
Either anyway.
okay.
Yes, sir. Exactly. The little organza bags, you can get them at, under the wedding department at Dollar General, Walmart has them, so. Yes,
I wanted to ask about that certification that you guys, or maybe like that license, you guys can do awards, people put in a lot of great efforts to create like a pollinated garden. For instance, like Monarch way stations, there's like certain requirements sort of present 3 different varieties. What are some things that are already on the checklist?
right, so we're not quite there yet as far as determining that, but you're right. If you get one through, I think it's the Wildlife Federation actually issues those,
And so is Monarch.
right, so is Monarch Watch.
We're trying to fill them out.
You'll have to have like a certain number of milkweed plants or a certain variety of milkweed plants, a certain number of native plants, nectar plants. And so we would have to look at that and see. We probably would see if we're going to work in conjunction with some of the other agencies. We probably work as a group if that's something you're interested in, we're always welcome to hear, so, the question is how.
Yeah.
We develop the criteria, and then we have to be a group effort.
And that's a process right now. We're just working into, that's a process we're doing right now.
That's cool.
Yes, ma'am.
In these developments or in these cities along the coast about not mowing in a certain time of year, and you don't need to have tremendous afterwards, and I came back after your mow.
Alright, so
I tried to do that at Fort Mansfield, because there's a lot of milkweed in that same soil.
Right, so the question is, have we talked to any of the officials about not doing it certain times of the year? And yes and no, and we actually have one of our members has just recently retired from TxDOT, and she has some contacts, it was kind of on our list of things. But let's wait, you're not leaving, are you? That's why you have a work assignment for you before you go. Don't slip out while we're in the Q&A. And so, yes, so that was something we've already discussed, and we were talking about who we pass them to. So like, I just got back from the trip to Billy County, which is about, a couple hours, 3 hours north of here. And they're mowing everything. But you know what? I didn't see a lot of milkweed. I walked out into where they had mowed it. So, native milkweed has its own method of dying back to the post. And those Right. flowers come right down.
Yes, we
And,
do.
and another thing is that we've been out there monitoring some sites that we were given permission to, and every time they mow it down, it comes back, we've got seeds. So it kind of, but you're right. She's talked also about the root system. If you haven't seen it, this native Zyzote milkweed, everything about that plant's from the ground down. And it has a huge root system, and some of the really more established ones look like sweet potato. They're big, so you're right, that is something else that could be done, and it's a great opportunity for people to get involved, especially if you have, contacts within that structure or, management within the facility, areas. Going. Gone. They don't.